But you only seemed to hit the scene last year when you
Yes, I was working. I made contact with the Nationalist Party when I came back 4 years ago. So I was working. I was working behind the scenes, as it were. I came onto the stage, if you like, as opposed to being behind the scenes, when Dr. Gonzi resigned, and I felt I should offer my services as party leader.
And is it true that you had approached the Labour Party prior to approaching the Nationalist
I spoke
Party?
to the Labour Party, I spoke to the President of Malta, I spoke to all the institutional and constitutional leaders when I came to Malta. That's what any aspiring politician should do.
So you're keeping your options open as well?
No, not keeping options open, contacting, making contact and understanding the local political scene. My option was obviously the Nationalist Party. The need arises.
And financially, how is the PN on track now? When do you think it will start?
The PN had two problems. One was the media was bleeding economically, financially, on a daily basis, and there was a build-up and accumulated debt. The bleeding stopped since September, thanks to the work of Chris Side, mainly, and his team. The bleeding has stopped. It's now, the media is now on a sustainable basis. We are finalizing the plan to address the debt. The debt was built up over a number of years, and it will take a number of years to actually address it. But we do have a plan, we're finalizing it now, and I am on the finance group of the PN as well, apart from having headed the Finance Commission, and we're working on that to take it forward.
What would you say the government's greatest success has been?
In terms of the most important thing I believe the government has done is the recent legislation on civil unions. However, I would have totally, as the PN has said, I would have totally separated the issues of civil unions and gay adoption. And this is why the party abstained in Parliament, because it wanted the two things to be totally separated. I believe in civil unions. I think that was a good move by government to put that through. But again, it was conceived and implemented not the way we would have liked, which is to separate the two issues, because in the first issue you are talking about two citizens who want to unite in a same-sex union. In the second issue you have a different citizen which you have to protect, which you have to look after the interests of, and that is the child. And that needs a lot more study, it needs a lot more evaluation of the best interests of the primary citizen in that situation, which is the child. And to do that, you need to take a lot more time to study it.
But who is the PN to say that a gay couple can't adopt? You know, it surely should be left up to the experts.
What the PN is saying is, if the legislation had only addressed civil unions, the PN would have voted unanimously in favor. With the gay adoption, there's a lot more to be studied. As I say, changing the emphasis from the gay union, in other words, two citizens, to the person to be adopted. There is no right to adopt, there's a right to be adopted. And therefore the emphasis shifts totally on the child who is looking for adoption.
So at this point in time, obviously the PN would have voted against gay adoptions if they were two separate issues?
If they were two separate issues, we would have insisted on the second legislation taking its time to be studied, evaluated, discussed, and a consensus reached. Certainly, it should not have been bundled in with the civil union.